Welcome, family. I'm so excited to do a chakra alignment and energy balancing with you today. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you're new to the channel, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I love to hear your comments. I only ask that you post things for our highest vibrational good only, so that we may keep this community a safe space that we can continue to come back to. So, as I usually do I have your permission to say a prayer? It is a non-religious prayer. It's a prayer to connect us in our healing journey into community. Do I have that permission? Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to clear us out. And I'm going to be performing some Reiki symbols on your chakras, using the left hand as a hand to balance. I like to start at the third eye, just for balance. Okay. So what I need you to do is take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it down. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Still working with you. Just continue to breathe on your own. I'm at your sacral now. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I'm at your root now. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just jump right on into that prayer. Dear Mother, Father God, and all for our highest good, please connect us as a community. Connect us to the Reiki masters, the ascendant masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi. All for our highest good, the spirit animals, the ancestors, and any of our lineage that serve to speak to us and push us forward in our highest vibrational path. Please continue to connect us as a community, letting us know our support systems, letting us reach out for help if we need it, and also to take ownership for our lives to build ourselves up. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, 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 wiping away the past. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just get a root candle going. And you can go ahead and use this in order to send your energy somewhere. And let's go ahead and take this stone, and we're going to go ahead and place this right here on your lap. This is rose quartz, and it's really good for the heart. And today it's just a representation of love. We're going to give ourselves some unconditional love. Now, we're going to be entering the shadow periods of Mercury in retrograde, and what that means is that our communication is going to be a little flip-floppy in mid-October, and because of that, we need to develop and harness as much self-compassion as we can for ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and send that right there at your root, okay? And what I need for you to do is I need your hands up as a gesture of receiving, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just start at that root chakra, and I'm going to say a prayer. God, please clear out the root, moving away any cobwebs or anything that is blocking us from the energetic flow in order to get to where we need to get to in our ancestor lineage. Okay. Removing any of those blockages. Okay. Digging our roots as deep as possible so we can get that nutrients from the soil, as well as that loving energetic water that we fill up, a gesture of going to the higher consciousness. Please, God, root us in who we need to be. Okay. And allow our purpose to anchor so that we are able to weather any storm. And I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, 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 ashe. So the message that I was getting right then and there was just this visualization of just blockages being removed, and you all being super receptive to that. So today is a very receptive day because we were able to just go straight down and into that area that we needed. Okay. Now we're going to move on up to your sacral. That is the place of your creativity. The place of creativity in your passions, like you're building a business, or the place and space of creativity, like creating a baby. So we focus a lot on that here, whether it is that you want to birth a child or want to receive a gesture of a child to come into your life via adoption or fostering, or whatever it is. You have a family member that now you are a parent figure, or you're just contributing in the life of somebody you love. We receive that energy there, as well as birthing your business, because a business is a baby within itself. It needs consistency, it needs boundaries, it needs food, it needs realistic expectations, all of those things there. So we're going to go ahead and say that prayer right there in your sacral, also known as your navel chakra. So let's go ahead and get into that. I'm going to take this hand, I'm going to put it behind you, so we can receive it from the front and from the back. God, please allow us to be receptive to all the energy we have coming, to be able to birth these beautiful babies into life, these beautiful ideas, these creativity. God, allow us to be receptive to our purpose. Allow us to move forward in our path without judgment, knowing that we can navigate any obstacle, that challenges don't necessarily have to be trauma, but they can be opportunities, and heal our womb, and let that womb be a space of life or a space of creativity, and allow us to release that old baggage of yesterday that sits deep inside of us. It has no room. I need you all to take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, let it go. 2 more, inhale, exhale, let it go. Final breath. God, with this last breath, we release out any energy that is no longer serving us, and we move forward in our evolutionary path. And I say this in the name of I am. Ashe, 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 ashe. Good job. Good job. Okay, so let's go ahead and move this on up to our solar plexus. I'm going to go ahead and grip that. Just working in your aura field here. Anything that is sucking the life from you. And what I mean by that is, like, sometimes we make connections to things, like we'll give ourselves too many responsibilities for things. We're just cutting them off. Like, I have to be the person who responds to every time someone spams me or something. I don't know. But you don't have to do that. We're releasing those. We're releasing bad habits that take up too much time, that are no longer serving you. We're letting that go to the energetic vibrations, and we're releasing that so that we can create and associate with new habits. Okay, so now let's go and let's connect to your solar plexus, that place of confidence. Okay, and I want you all to also know that you have the transformational flame, so you can send the energy there if ever you need it. Just working to balance your energy here in your solar plexus, that place of confidence, that place of certainty. Continue to breathe here. You are doing a fantastic job. And we're going to get into our prayer in just a moment. Just feeling this energy here, seeing what's going on. Give yourself permission to be confident. You can do it. I'm going to do another video about imposter syndrome, but that's where that really roots here. And so we're going to do our healing prayer right now, okay? Dear Mother, Father God, and all of our highest good, please allow us to heal this area of the soul, our solar plexus. Please release the need for imposter syndrome, the need that we are not worthy of this energy, that we are somehow not credible for this energy. God, allow us to move forward knowing that we are deserving and worthy, and that we are enough wherever we are at in our path right now. That we don't have to get to any other stages to be helpful and to help others through their healing journey as well. That in whatever our careers or our passions, that we are able to go forth and to share our gifts with others without the need of judgment, without the need of self-doubt, but to truly just be there for others. And the right people will show up, and the right people will be receptive, and we will be patient, because it is more about quality rather than quantity. That we are helping people, and that we are getting to know people, and our confidence lies in our self-worth and our value. And we release any doubt in the name of Ashe. I am. Amen. Okay. So right there, I'm just going to pause for a moment. And the reason why I'm going to pause for the moment is because I really feel called to speak to imposter syndrome. And to sip some water. So with imposter syndrome, you may feel, and I'll just work on your aura while we're talking about this. With imposter syndrome, you may feel like you are not good enough to do something, even if you're technically trained at it. You might feel like you feel like you're not, if you don't know everything, you're not ready. But you're never going to know everything. And it's actually more dangerous for you to get more skilled at something without learning how to navigate the human aspect and the human experience. What I mean by this, you can see it in musicians, maybe very popular musicians. They'll be really, really talented, or artists of sorts. They'll be really, really talented at something, but they'll be so disconnected from reality, from working with other people, that once they do get on this very big stage, they can share their gift, but they have a tremendous amount of self-doubt, because it is a part of the experience to grow and to take your time. So if you have clients, or you're coaching, or you work in customer service, or you have some type of service base, or you just have a job in general, working through those one-to-one relationships is a part of the process. The reason why in this community we spend so much time anchoring ourselves down in self-love, self-healing, and like the root of self-worth is that when we come into contact with these experiences in which we may have self-doubt, or we may not have as much understanding, or we may meet people who are not as receptive to us, we root down in our self-worth. But ultimately, that is a healing experience. You don't need to avoid people. A lot of times people will avoid a situation or a person because they don't want to enforce boundaries. In fact, it's better to go in, to deal with people, to work with people, but to enforce your boundaries. But there's always a period where you have to build that up. Build up that confidence, that self-worth, so that you go in, you're not beating yourself up for establishing those boundaries. So imposter syndrome is really feeling like you're not deserving of what you're receiving, that you don't understand why people are looking to you at something that clearly you're bringing value to, but you just can't receive it. And I want to tell you that working with that solar plexus and that solar energy, you need to get over that, and get over it quick. Because these gifts that you have to give to the community, we need it. This is the time. You're being called to those gifts. This is your purpose. You need to step your tushy out there and make it happen. And we really don't have time for you to feel insecure about it. And I don't mean to be very assertive here, but I need you to know that these gifts that you have are of such value that we need it. We need it now. We need it now. We don't have no more time to wait. You know, you are enough, and you need to know that, and you need to receive that, and you need to have a stern talking to yourself and take ownership that you are not going to let this stop you, and you're going to take your time, meaning you don't need to step out of there in front of hundreds of people. Work with one person first. Navigate through that, because once you master that, Then you'll move to 10 people. Once you master that, you move to 100 people. And then you continue to move forward and continue to do your work like that. But learning how to make quality and where you're at is a wonderful way to get over that imposter syndrome. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the healing now. Moving now to our heart chakra, and we have this rose quartz here, and that is a representation of the heart chakra. So let's go ahead and bring this right there to your heart. And that's about connecting to your purpose. So dear God, please allow us to connect to our purpose, to our passion, to allow us to be passion driven, allow us to have assertive boundaries, but at the same time to be receptive to the people, the situations, the circumstances that are for our highest good. Also for us not to assume that things that are challenging are not opportunities, and allow those challenges to not overwhelm us in the way that a trauma would, but allow us to bob and weave or to simply let them go so that we are receptive to what is really for us. Please allow us to not linger on things that do not serve us and that are not for our highest vibrational good, and allow us to move forward when it is ready for us to move forward. We release any of these negative ties that are taking too much of our time, and we are receptive to everything that we need. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And so there, the message I was getting was learning to let go and letting go of things that are just not going to work out. You've been trying something, it's not getting where you want it to go, and it's not something that is like key in your life, but you just need to let it go. Don't even worry about it anymore. Just let it go. I don't want you to even fret about it. Don't, just let it go. And there may be a gap of patience from when you will receive what you really need to now, and you might maybe using that to supplement in between. But have patience. You're going to get there. And the lesson is to have patience there. And use that to connect to your purpose. Do that 5 minutes of meditation each day to just open your heart up, stick your chest out and connect with your purpose and fill yourself up, because you are a cup and you're going to fill yourself up to the point that you're overflowing, and you can give that overflow to others without a sense of needing them to give anything back. So now let's go ahead and move up to your throat, which is right there. Dear God, allow us to speak our truth so that we may move forward in our path, speaking our purpose, giving our gifts out, connecting with the right people, persons, and situation. Allow us to speak our authentic truth, because speaking our authentic truth is the only way that we will be able to connect with the communities that need us. Instead of overthinking about what it is that we think we should be doing or what someone would like, we receive and we speak our life, knowing that our life is enough, that who we are is enough, that we don't have to put on or pretend to be anything except for who we are. We receive this. I need you to take 3 deep breaths. We receive this with our inhale. We exhale, letting go of the doubt. 2 more, receive it with our inhale. Exhale, let go of that doubt. Last time to solidify, inhale. Exhale, let go of that doubt. Ashe, 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 ashe. We are moving forward now into that third eye so that we can see that vision and that wisdom that we need. God, please allow us to be on the spiritual path, the psychic path, the path of journey, so that we see the journey ahead of us. If there is time that we need to take, if we need to establish a bit more patience along the path, we are receptive to that, but we will not ignore the journey in front of us. Please give us the vision to see what that big picture is. Even if we need to make some changes, even if things are not yet set in stone, please at least give us the blueprint to what our individual journey is, and please allow us to anchor down and believe in our journey before we believe in what someone else is telling us our journey is. Please allow us to be receptive. Go ahead and put your hands in a receptive position. Please allow us to be receptive to this information, to trust and to never doubt the information from you, God, the universe, source, or whatever it is our spirit is calling to connect to. And we release anything that's holding us back, any negative psychic energetic connections that no longer serve us. And I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, 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 ashe. Okay, now let's end it in our crown. God, please connect us to our higher selves, that higher vision and that higher purpose, to know that we have an ever-present sense of connection, protection, and advice. Please, God, allow us to connect to all that we have ever been, from our past to our future, all of the wisdom that we've gained from several lifetimes, karmic past and karmic futures. Please allow the infinity, the energy that life never really begins and never really ends, to give us insight whenever we need that wisdom, and allow us to walk through life with a sense of all-knowing of what we need for ourselves. Please, God, pull this energy down from the crown chakra, third eye, to the throat, to the heart, to the solar plexus, to the navel, all the way to the root. And God, pull this energy back up from the root, the navel, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, all the way to the crown. And allowing this air to flow up and down. I need you all to take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Inhale. Exhale. Congratulations. You are all balanced out today. Remember, today's message was be receptive to these gifts. Be receptive to the expertise that you have in your life, and get out there and do those goals that you have. So until next time, if no one said it to you, I'm going to go ahead and say it to you today. I love you. You are so wonderful, and I cannot wait to see you next time. So bye.